When did you realize your childhood wasn't normal? I was 23 when my roommate Colin looked at me like I'd grown a second head. We were watching some comedy show where a family was having dinner together. Everyone was laughing and talking at the same table. Normal stuff. Man, I miss family dinners, Colin said. My mom would make us all sit down together every night. No phones, no TV, just talking. I nodded along because that seemed like the right response. But inside I was confused. Why would anyone want that? What about you? He asked. What did your family do for dinner? I shrugged. We didn't really eat together. My parents would leave food in the fridge with instructions. I'd heat it up whenever. Colin put down his beer. Wait, like sometimes? Or every night? Every night since I was about 7. They worked late, so they'd meal prep on Sundays. Everything was labeled with my name and heating instructions. He stared at me for a long time. Dude, that's not normal. You ate alone every single night? Yeah, but it was fine. I got really good at cooking. By 10, I could make pretty much anything. At 10 years old, you were cooking for yourself? The way he said it made something twist in my stomach. I'd never thought it was weird before. That conversation stuck with me for weeks. I started noticing other things, like how my friends would talk about their parents coming to school events. My parents never came to anything. Not concerts, not parent-teacher conferences, not even graduation. I thought that was normal. I figured all parents were busy. Or how my buddy Tyler mentioned his dad teaching him to ride a bike. I taught myself in the alley behind our apartment, fell about 50 times before I figured it out. Or when Ashley talked about her mom braiding her hair before school. I cut my own hair in the bathroom mirror from age 12 because nobody else was around to do it. The breaking point came when I visited Colin's family for Thanksgiving. His mom hugged me the second I walked in. Actually hugged me, like she'd been waiting to meet me. His dad shook my hand and asked about my job. His little sister showed me her art project from school. His grandma made me sit next to her so she could tell me stories. During dinner, they passed food around and everyone talked over each other. They laughed about old memories. They asked me questions about my life like they actually cared. When Colin's mom noticed I wasn't eating much, she asked if I was feeling okay. She touched my forehead to check for a fever. I almost started crying right there. I was 23 years old and couldn't remember the last time someone checked if I had a fever. After dinner, Colin's dad pulled out old photo albums. There were hundreds of pictures, birthday parties, beach trips, random Tuesday afternoons. What about your family photos? Colin's sister asked. I realized I didn't have any. Not one single family photo from my childhood. My parents never took pictures of me. That night, lying on Colin's couch, I called my parents for the first time in 6 months. My mom answered on the 4th ring. Oh, hi, is everything okay? Yeah, I just wanted to talk. There was this long pause, like she couldn't figure out why I'd call without a reason. About what? I don't know, just life. How are you guys? Another pause. We're fine. Your father's watching television. We talked for maybe 3 minutes before she said she had to go. No real conversation. No asking about my life. Just awkward silence. I hung up and stared at the ceiling. Colin came downstairs to grab water. He saw my face and sat down. You good, man? My parents used to leave me alone for days sometimes. They'd put money on the counter for food delivery and just go on trips. I'd wake up and they'd be gone. Colin didn't say anything, just listened. One time I got really sick, like throwing up everywhere. I was 9 years old. I called my mom at work and she said to take some medicine and go to bed. She didn't come home until 2 days later. That's not okay, Colin said quietly. I always thought I was just independent. That's what they called me. Their independent little guy who didn't need help with anything. You weren't independent, you were surviving. That word hit different, surviving. I started therapy 2 months later. Turns out growing up the way I did had a name, emotional neglect. My therapist asked me to describe a happy childhood memory. I couldn't think of one. Not one single memory of feeling loved or wanted or cared for. The hardest part was realizing my parents probably thought they were doing fine. They fed me, kept a roof over my head, bought me clothes. They just never actually saw me as a person who needed more than basic survival. Last year, Colin's family invited me to Thanksgiving again. This time, his mom gave me a stocking for Christmas with my name on it. I'm 28 now and still learning what normal families look like. Still learning that it's okay to need people. Colin's little sister asked me last week why I never talk about my parents. I told her the truth. Because they were there, but they were never really there. She's 14 and somehow understood exactly what I meant.